Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Talkin' Habs Saturday Hockey Talk Live, where we talk about anything and everything Habs, hockey, and life, with your host, Rick Selly. Go Habs, go, and let's talk hockey. The road to the 25th Cup is under construction. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talkin' Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. So we got Saturday hockey talk. The problem is we don't have a lot to talk about. So all questions should be answered tonight. And whatever you guys want to talk about, because it's kind of slow right now in Habs land, waiting for something to happen. I just put out a video of it's an early lineup prediction for next season. So maybe check that out after the show. And let's see who's here. Not a lot of people here. Let's see, Habs Guru. Hey, Habs Guru. And he gave me a dono earlier, so there's a thank you for the dono. Darren, and give some Habs Guru hype and some dono hype. I don't say very much anymore. I forget. Hey, Stan the Man, how you doing? Yeah, so there's not a lot to talk about, really, but whatever you guys want to ask me, if I can answer it, if I know, I will tell you, and if I don't, I will tell you I don't know. I don't know where to go from here, to be honest. Hey, Ronald, how you doing, Ronald? So let's get some questions in. You guys want to know something or talk about anything? It doesn't matter what. We'll talk about anything tonight. Hockey. I can't really talk much about baseball because I don't follow it at all. Hey, Baby, what happened to Mark Dumas? I don't know exactly. This is what I do know. They let him go over a Zoom call, and they told him it was creative differences. Creative differences is like future considerations in hockey, and the trade. It means nothing. It's not the real reason. And, I don't know any more than that, to be honest with you. So, but I liked his work. I liked his articles. I liked his work. I don't know what went on. There might be more to it than we know, or even that he knows. Apparently, they didn't really give him a reason, so that's all I know. I subscribed. He's got a new thing going on. Substract. I subscribed there. Mark Dumas. He is a Habs writer. / he was part of their social media team for a little while. I'm not sure for how long. I think Chantal McAbee hired him and then fired him. He was doing some really interesting video work, question and answer type stuff. I thought it was entertaining, and I don't know why. I didn't see anything wrong with the guy. Stan the Man. Now that Huberdeau signed with Calgary for 8 years, one less player to talk about coming to Montreal. I'm very happy for that. I'm a little surprised. I honestly didn't think he was going to. From that standpoint, I'm actually quite happy. It's not going to be a contract that looks good in half the term of that contract. That contract, I don't think is going to be a good contract at that price, $10.5 million. I don't know. I wouldn't have wanted to have the Habs sign that with him. So yeah, better them than us. Baby said he said something on social media that management did not like. He put down Hockey Canada. He had some harsh words for Hockey Canada. I think that because that's what I read. I think that's what it was. Quite frankly, I don't think he's wrong to have harsh words for Hockey Canada, but I think that's what it was. Let me put it this way. For me, them letting him go like that and everything, it's not a good look for the Habs I don't put this on Kent Hughes, but I mean for Chantal McAbee and the social media team. I don't I don't think it's a good look for them. But I don't know everything that went on, so I don't know more than that, to be honest with you. Hey Sean, how you doing? Are Habs ever going to get rid of someone to get Dak signed? Obviously they're going to. I think, though, like I said earlier, if Paul Byron is going to be on the out, this might be why they're not worried, right? They might have a contract ready to go, signed with him, and he's agreed to. they don't want to put themselves over the cap, even in the off season, to sign that contract. They may wait till right before, having to announce Paul Byron's on LTIR. They get that relief because I don't think they want to announce Paul Byron's on LTIR till the season starts. So, I'm wondering if they might not sign Dak till they play the day after the season starts. Season starts on the 11th. They play on the 12th. They may sign him on the 11th because that way they don't go into the season over the cap with LTIR money. It affects how much relief they'll get down the road. Like if they put Carey Price on, they might not get as much relief if they start the season already over the cap. They don't want to do that. And I think this is where the thing is. So either they make a move or they're waiting for something like that to happen, I think. Hey, Sylph, how you doing? Too long a contract after 5 years, Calgary will be big losers. Yeah, I think after 4. That's the Huberdeau contract. Yeah, I was a little surprised 8 years at that money. That's a lot of money. Listen, he'll live up to it for a couple of seasons at least. You're probably going to get 3, 4, maybe 5 good years out of that. And then, I don't think that's going to be a good contract. The only, I guess, consolation prize for them is the cap will start to go up by then. So that's what they're counting on, I guess. Hey, Habination, how you doing? Mr. Ist, hello, peoples. What's that? Is that partly German? I'm not sure, but how's it going? He may have already signed and they are holding contract. Yeah, well, that's what I just said. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it is, right? They've signed him. They've got a deal in principle, verbal agreement. Dak's not worried about. They're just waiting for the right time to actually sign. So that's what I think is happening. Yeah, I know, but last year Dauphin was here. Don't say he's gone now. I'm not saying they're going to put him with Dauphin. Obviously, that's from the video. The video today. He said Mr. List. That's what he's calling me today. Mr. List. They call me Mr. List. Who is Dak? Kirby Dak. He's going to be hopefully be our number 2 center and hopefully a pretty good one too. They traded Romanov to get the 13th overall pick, and then they turned that into Kirby Dak. Hey, Born to be a Hab, how you doing? Yeah, melting. Yeah, it's getting a little better. It's a little better. I'm under the lights, not fun. But yeah, it's still 40 degrees with the humidity in Montreal. Renegade Man, hey, Renegade Man, says that's Calgary's problem. However, they seem to know what they are doing, and it's a risk for the Flames to win a cup. Listen, for the first 4 years, it's a win because with everything that happened, to get Huberdeau back, sign them up and everything, it's a win for them. It's just down the road, not so much. Kind of the way Montreal with Weber, acquiring Weber. They knew at some point it's not going to look good. But for the first few years, it was good. It's kind of like that. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. Oh, I spelled it right. It's D-A-C-H. Yeah. It's okay. It's one of those names, though. You might say Datch or something like that. So, yeah, it is what it is. But it's pronounced Dak, like D-A-C-K. Stand the man. I guess the Habs are doing... Oh, I should put the microphone a little closer. Didn't think about that. There, that better? I guess the Habs are doing with Dak what they did with Rem Pitlick. Have a verbal agreement, a verbal contract, and then wait for a trade and then make the contract official. Well, yeah, I'm not so sure they did that with Pitlick exactly. They avoided contract arbitration, but you might be right. They talked to him right away, had an agreement, and as soon as the money was there, they signed him, which could have been why they signed him that quick, because as soon as they had the money, they signed him. They had the agreement probably with him already. Hey, Phil Buster. How's it going? Fun weather we are having. Not really. Okay. No, I know you're joking. No, it's going to be brutal tomorrow, too. Tonight, too, because From what I saw, we're not with the humidity. We're not getting below 34 overnight. I'm glad I have air conditioning now in my bedroom. That's all I could say. Renegade Man, same with Price. Yes, same with. They don't want to put anybody on LTIR now because there's something I discovered recently. Okay, so if they put Byron on LTIR, and they'll be like a little over $3 million over the cap. Season starts, Carey Price has to go on LTIR. All they're going to get is that $3 million in relief for Price. If they start the season no LTIR, then it doesn't matter. They put Byron on and they can load it up, but they can't start the season over the cap. It affects any LTIR money after any relief. And it's something I didn't know up until, I got to say, a month ago. I didn't know that. Will the Habs get a right-handed defenseman? It depends how you look at it. I read transcripts from an interview with Robida. And he's basically emphasizing the fact that it's going to be a year of 2 years even or 3 of real emphasis on development, the young kids to get their potential, the older players as well to reach their full potentials as well. Where was I? I lost my train of thought because I was looking there. What was the question again? Right-handed defenseman. So they've already got 4 veterans, and you're only working in 2 of the young guys on defense. Hughes said that he's going to watch the waiver wire. They've got first pick until November on the waiver wire, no matter how many times they use it. They might bring in a guy like that, I think, depending on cap. So I think we'll see if they're bringing in a right D from the waiver wire near the end of camp, which is when most people, they start waiving guys, right? I think till then, no, I think it's development. I think we'll see the young guys definitely playing in all kinds of positions. And, so they might bring in a right-handed D. I think, though, they'll get that guy off the waiver wire. I really do. It's money is the cap is the reason. So, yeah, I think that's how it'll be. My opinion, I don't know how it'll actually work out, but Guru, if Huberdeau didn't sign, they would be in turmoil all season speculating over him leaving. It's a win for them that he signed. I said that when the trade happened. It's a win if he signs and stays there. Just that I think it's a whopper of a deal. I don't know that they had a choice. They were in a bit of a position where their backs were against the wall. So for the next 3, 4, 5 years, maybe it's a win situation for them. It's just the end of the contract. I thought the Subban for Weber trade, Montreal won that deal. That's my opinion. I've always said that. They knew, though, we knew the last 3, 4 years of that contract not going to look good. What we didn't think, though, was that PK would also not be looking good because he's 4 years younger. So that's the surprise there. Okay, let me go back. I missed something. My AC is pulling its weight big time. Yeah, mine. It's only in the bedroom studio. I don't have AC, so it gets a little warm in here, especially under the lights. Thoughts on Puljujarvi trade rumors to the Habs? No. We don't need it. It doesn't make sense to go out and get a guy like that right now. I don't think. I mean, why do you want to pay what he wants and whatever? I think they signed him actually, but why do we need Puljujarvi really? Maybe if they're moving a guy, I'm going to just use this as an example. I don't think it'll happen. But say Gallagher gets traded there. You're dropping $6.5 million. You pick up Puljujarvi for what? He's a couple million he's making. That, makes sense to me if you're still coming out with that much of a difference for the cap. But otherwise, no, I don't. What are you going to trade him? Who are you going to trade there for him? So freaking hot that even my AC is sweating. Yeah, well, it's called condensation. Hey, Gabriel, how you doing, man? Are you going to watch the World Junior Championship starting on the 9th? If I can get it. I don't have cable and all that. So if I can find it somewhere to watch, I'll watch. Otherwise, no. No, I can't. And from what I understand, the only place is going to be pay as you go kind of thing. So no, I'm not watching it. PK Subban is a right-hand defenseman. Yeah, I don't see PK coming here. So maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. Because when I was reading, I don't know where the story was. It was on the Robidas transcript from an interview. I just get the feeling after reading that they're really going to be heavy on development. If you bring in a guy like Subban, now you got 5 veterans on D and only 1 spot for rookie. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't think they're going to do that. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I think that right-handed defenseman you're talking about is going to be a guy that is a 6th or 7th defenseman, that kind of talent, somebody they'll take a chance to waive if they have to, that kind of thing. I think they're going to play at 2 spots. And sometimes Wideman might sit and have 3 young guys playing defense, I think. Because you got Harris, Barron, Gooley. I think those 3 kids are going to be spending time, regular time here in Montreal this season on D. So I don't know how it's going to work out exactly, but I think Beba, yeah, but Barron is on the he's on the roster, the NHL roster. There's only they got on the NHL roster 3 left-handed, 3 right-handed. That's it. The other ones are in the minors. It's Sheneman and Leskinen are the most likely. They can play either side, and they're the most likely to be the guys that are the depth defensemen. So they're a little light because of if injuries happen. So I think they'll pick up somebody, but I don't think it'll be somebody that's going to play all the time. I really don't. When you're so keyed on development, well, then you're playing a lot of your young guys. They may rotate them in and out, but they're going to be playing. Renegade Man says won't be PK. Just don't see him returning the way he was traded. Yeah, I don't know, but I still won't be PK. I don't know if I agree with that's the only reasoning. I think PK would come back here if they wanted him. But Galley is still here. I think there's bad blood there. I don't know. We'll see. It would be fun. I like PK. I have no problem with PK. It's not that. It just I don't see the need for PK. I mean, will he be willing to take the kind of money? I think they're looking at getting a guy for around $1 million. Not looking to spend money on a guy like that I'm talking about. So what will Uyghur want? What will Uyghur? That sounds like a movie title. What will Uyghur want? Like like a teenage kind of movie. It'll be sex, of course. Uyghur, I don't know what he's making. I don't know enough. I don't know what he's making now, but you got to figure Uyghur's going to want 4 or 5 million. Wideman deserves respect. There is no disrespect mentioned to Wideman. As a matter of fact, if you're wondering, at the beginning of the video where I do the show everybody's face, I put up the picture for Wideman for a reason. I put up his new number. The back of it said Wideman number 6. So I thought that was out of respect for what him giving up the number and the reason and all that. I also found out in looking for that, yeah, he's worn number 6 before, so that's his number. It's not just that he wanted, that big number from Weber. Yeah, it's number 6 is a number he's worn, I think, for Ottawa, maybe somewhere else. So, yeah. Okay, I didn't read the whole thing. Wideman deserves respect. He did well. I think he did well. He did better than I would have thought last season, and he's tougher than I would have thought too. And I like that pushback that he's got in his game when bigger guys come after him. So, and the reason he changed his number with Slavkovsky, I like the reasoning. So yeah, and he re-signed at a very nice deal. He probably could have got $1 million, but he signed at minimum. He really wanted to stay here. He defended the Habs when some other almost Penguins didn't. Didn't they become Penguins? Or one of them did? No? I'm not sure who you're talking about. Phil, exactly. I'm not wasteful about the AC. Yeah, if this kind of weather, it stays on 24 hours. But when it's not like this, it goes off in the morning and goes on only at night. Uyghur 5 times 5. Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. That makes sense to me. Stan says, oh, I meant Barron as the extra defenseman. Sorry about that. No worries. Well, Barron, you know what? Barron has a good shot to play a regular role. They're really light on the right side. So I think, they're going to look at him in preseason. If he has a good preseason, they may not go and reach out for a right-handed guy, but I think they still will anyway. And if it's not as good, then definitely you're going to see them get a right-handed defenseman off the waiver wire, and he'll play. And I'm hoping the best for Barron. I like what I saw in the 5 games he played. I think he'll do a good job. I think he'll play a regular role next season. Great season for them to do that, right? Let these guys get in there, play games, and make their mistakes and learn, and be that much better next season. Do the same thing, and by the 3rd season, they'll be playing pretty good, and we'll start on that road to getting a playoff spot again and doing all that. Stan the Man, no worries, don't worry. I figure it out eventually, or you correct it. There is close to 100 players that played in NHL last season, still with no contracts. Really, eh? Yeah, I mean, listen, the cap being flat like it is really starting to affect. It's getting to a breaking point. Thank God it's only another season or 2 before it goes up, but there's a lot of players that are getting priced out. Typing on a phone is not great. I don't like that. I know. Anyway, I'm not complaining about anybody's typing. Don't worry. I'm excited to see the rookies play and see how they do. Oh, absolutely. I'm really excited to see how Slafkovsky does. In my video, I'll give this only away. I gave a opening night roster prediction. It's not a prediction for the whole season opening night. Now, there's an absent name there, and that's Slafkovsky. So I'll give you that as a teaser. But only we've got to remember when you're watching it, it's an opening night roster prediction. All I'm saying is I think there's a good possibility Slafkovsky will start in Laval, depending on the cap he has, obviously. So I went with a gut feeling. That's all. So, but it doesn't mean I don't think Slav will be up playing at some point, or the whole season even, or whatever. That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people are going to go, you didn't put Slafkovsky. Any expectations for Coach Marty as head coach? Excuse me, in full season, and Kent Hughes as GM in a full season. It'll get better. I only see for St. Louis. I think his coaching career is going to go a lot like his hockey career. He gets better every year, and he learns and he becomes great at what he does. I think that's what's going to happen to him in his coaching career. Kent Hughes, absolutely love what I've seen from him so far. If he keeps doing that, that's all I can say. I like what they're doing. I like his what do I want to? I like the way he sticks to his guns. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't bow to pressure. He has patience. That kind of stuff I like, and I like the moves he's made so far. So until he gives me reason not to anymore, if he keeps going like this, he's going to be a pretty damn good to great GM. That's my opinion. Gally wouldn't be a fan of PK coming back. I don't think so. That's the one sticking by. And I don't think, that's probably a big reason. Maybe a reason why PK doesn't come back. Yo, Rick, Steve, Chicago Steve's there. Do you think we can get a first rounder for one of our vets at the deadline? If so, who? Anderson, Dadonov, Hoffman, someone else? Well, at the trade deadline, I wouldn't put Anderson's name in there, but the guys on the contracts, on the expiring contracts. So a mid-first rounder. You see, we got what? Dadonov, Hoffman, Allen, and who's the other one that's expiring? There's another contract. I can't remember who. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a good question. I guess we'll see how good that good Kent Hughes is. You might have to combine, maybe. So we'll see how good Kent Hughes is on that. But maybe. That's the best I'll tell you. Maybe. Martin Seneschal. Is that how you say it? I'm English. Thanks to Hustle on a Saturday. Continue to do your thing. Respect. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the dono. Some Martin hype and some dono hype in the room. Appreciate that. Thank you. And I don't know that I've seen you there before. If I haven't, I apologize, but welcome. If it's the first time, maybe it's your first comment, and welcome. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Especially on a Saturday night, a hot Saturday night. But what's better than to be indoors with some air conditioning, and do something indoors? Baby says, I love PK, but at this stage, he really cannot help the Habs. Yeah, this is the thing. How much can he help? I mean, he's a veteran. Probably be, depends on how you feel about him and his skill level right now. I think he can mentor some guys. He's at that age, but I don't know. I don't know if it helps to bring PK back. It's a lot of distraction that maybe they don't need. And that's not on PK or putting PK down. Like I say all the time, I like PK, always have. He was my favorite Hab when he was here. So, but I think it's a bit of a distraction that might not be needed. Renegade Man, I still see the Habs being in last place in their division. Maybe bottom 5 or 10 in the league. Yeah, that's pretty much where I've got it. If they're not last in the division, they're going to be right there in 7th at best. And I said it when the season ended and I guess through the offseason. Yeah, I think they'll be better, but I don't think it's going to reflect that much in the standings. But I do see them going from the bottom 5 up to the mid, 5 to 10, going up a notch of 5 teams, right? So in that 5 to 10 range. So yeah, I mean, I agree with that. When will a captain be announced? Well, I would think in preseason. I think preseason, the camp, we'll hear. Man, guys, give some Martin hype there, guys, and some Habs Guru hype because not on here, but Guru gave me a dono earlier as well, and I just can't put that and highlight it here. Weidman gave his number to Slapshotsky. I like that one too, Slapshotsky. I don't do the Slap Squatch because it's Habs Tonight's name for him, and they've trademarked it so they can do shirts. So it's kind of their name. I don't want to be using Habs Tonight's name. So Slavzilla. Am I going to trademark Slavzilla? I'd love to, but if you saw the cost of trademarking, yeah, I'm not doing it. Not right now, anyway. It's not cheap. Like $1,000 to trademark the name for 3 years or something. Like, excuse me? You don't have to do it. So if I do any shirts, I can do it. I just can't use his likeness. And I'm thinking of doing some T-shirts, but I don't know. That's why I know about the trademark stuff. And Habs Tonight put up a post on Twitter before they had the Slap Squad shirts out that they had just trademarked the name so that they can have the shirts out. So that's how I discovered that. Weidman gave us for a signed jersey for his kid, wants to make him feel welcome. Good moves. Yes, he didn't ask Slavkovsky for much, just a signed shirt. Yeah, he didn't do it for the Rolex or for whatever, like some guys do. He did it for good reasons. ABL, how you doing? Dealing with the heat. Yeah, like everybody, man. Yeah, you want PK. Yeah, I mean, I'll be okay with it, but I don't think it's necessary. Excuse me, I got a burp. I think PK might be a bit of a distraction, though. So here he's looking for a 3-year deal. Oh, and about $3.5 million. What? Oh, yeah, he's out. If he's looking for that kind of money, Montreal's not even talking to him. Not even talking to him. So, no. And you know what? If he's looking for that kind of money, honestly, no one's giving him that kind of money. No one. I'm going to be very surprised if someone gives him that kind of money. So, like you say, he may be looking for that, but what he gets is it could be two different things. They will be. I think, man, what do you think? At best, Subban's going to get $2 million? I think at best. I don't know. And honestly, I don't think he'll get a lot of offers either. Did Caulfield change his number? I saw that out there and never saw any confirmation of this, and it wasn't by anybody big. And I think if Caulfield changed his number, we would see it all over Twitter, and it didn't happen, so I don't think it happened. I don't know where the rumor came from. I think 2 days ago, I think I saw that on Twitter, and I couldn't confirm it. Babe, I knew he was talking about Petrie. I knew that. I said he is a Penguin now, not an almost Penguin. He was an almost Penguin maybe then, but he's a Penguin now. Do you think Habs give Sean Farrell or Joshua Roy a shot this season? Not Farrell because he's playing in college, so no. Joshua Roy, yes, I think he'll go to camp, depending on his camp. I think they do give him a shot to see at least to give him a good test and all that. Now, about Sean Farrell, I saw, who was it now? I'm trying to think of who said this about him, but it was either Adam Nicholas. I think it might be Adam Nicholas, so that's our skills coach. Gave Sean Farrell such a glowing, just the comment I read, and I can't remember verbatim, but just really glowing. Like this kid, if Adam Nicholas is right, Sean Farrell might be a lot more than any of us think he's going to be. Apparently, up here and how he sees the game and processes it and his maturity level, apparently it's off the charts. So if anyone wondering if Sean Farrell's going to make it, I think Sean Farrell's going to make it. Even though he's a little on the small side, I don't think that's going to hold him back at all. If what I read about him is true, and that's how it works out, and that's how he is, yeah, this kid's going to be freaking good. I mean, he's already pretty amazing what he's done so far, but I think it'll translate, and he'll be a hell of a good NHLer at worst to be maybe a great NHLer. BL, was Mark Dumont the writer? Because he's a writer. I don't think that's the same guy. What did he do? Apparently he said some nasty stuff about Hockey Canada after everything came out, and the Canadians' social media department didn't like it and fired him for creative differences. Because he was doing a video for the CH24, whatever it's called, and Q&A stuff and interviews and stuff like that. So some good stuff. I mean, I saw some of it. I liked it. And so I don't think it's the former coach of a Q team. No. I could be wrong. He's a young guy, so I kind of doubt it. Phil, yes, I kind of agree with you. I'm kind of second guessing my my opening day roster lineup in my video because I left him off. It wasn't that I forgot him, but yeah, I worry that I might be wrong about that. He might not be there opening night. So yeah, I think this kid's got a lot of promise. He's going to be his first season. He's 18. It'd give him a couple of years to be dominant like that physically. but he will be one day, I think. I hope he hits the ceiling. He's got a high ceiling. I hope he hits it. I think with the coaching staff that's here right now, that's going to be here for the next season, I think he's got a good shot to do that. I think it's the right kind of coaching staff with the right attitude, with the right direction they're going in, that for a guy like Slavkovsky. Canada up 3-1 over Sweden. This is the gold medal game for the Hlinka Gretzky tournament. Am I right? Go Canada, go. Although it's Hockey Canada, I don't blame it on these kids. But man, don't rape anybody after the game. Maybe, I don't know. Too soon? I don't know. I believe that Slavkovsky will play 9 games and spend the rest of the season in the AHL, so they don't burn a year of his entry-level contract. It's a possibility, Rory. He's got. I got a cough. Hang on. He will. He's got a sliding ELC thing, so yeah, he won't burn a year. Some guys, they play a couple of games and they burn it. It depends on this. I don't know all the reasons why. But yeah, his will slide to next year. Drew, Beba, you're right. Drew has the one I forgot earlier of the expiring contracts. Yes. Drew has, yes. Okay. How far behind am I? No, I'm like 11 minutes behind. Wow. Sorry. Trying to get to everybody and not miss anything. We're 34 people. Wow. Thumbs up, as the thing says on the bottom. Give a thumbs up if you're having a good time. I appreciate that. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate that too. PK is going to want a chance to win a cup if he doesn't go into broadcasting. You'd think, but that's only if contending teams want to sign him. I mean, he may want, but what he wants and what he gets might not be the same. A little too much information there, Born to be Happy. Stan the Man, if only that were true. Armia has at least 2 seasons left on that contract. Might be 3, but I think he signed 4 years. So I think he's got this year and 2 more. Chicago Steve, of course, want to keep Anderson, yes. But at deadline, if we are bad, it may make sense to grab as many first-rounders possible. Just my thoughts, especially if Slavkovsky is as physical as Anderson. Yeah, but then you got – I mean, just think of it. You've got that. I mean, if Slavkovsky is, that's great. And then that second line, Dak, Anderson. So that's going to be another physical line. I don't know. I like keeping Anderson around. I know that Montreal does want to keep him around, so we'll see. We'll see how it works out, right? They're not expecting to be good this year. I don't know that if they get what they're expecting, that means now we're going to trade Anderson. I don't think so. I think they still hang on to him. Anderson's not the kind of forward that grows on trees. Mike Myers. Hey, listen, is this the Mike Myers? That would be really cool of you. Depend. Now, I'm talking about Saturday Night Live guy, Wayne's World guy, not Mike Myers, the Halloween Mike Myers. No. Do I like enchiladas? That just seems like a loaded question and something wrong with this. I don't know that I've ever had an enchilada, to be very honest with you. So my answer is I don't know. The Habs should announce the captain at the first home game. Keep the suspense going till then. They might do that. They might. Wonder where Gallagher will end up when we name Susie captain. He will end up with an A on his sweater on the third line in Montreal. Not going anywhere. Have you seen the Chris Nyland podcast? No, I haven't yet, but I wanted to check out the Caulfield one. Yeah, he's had some pretty good guests. Caulfield was there, and it was on there the other day, and Pacioretty last week. Yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. It's on YouTube, so I'll check it out eventually. What's the silent assassin? I don't know why. Why you say that, silent assassin? Aki, hey Aki. Who referred to who as the silent? Caulfield as like who? Who are we talking about? Farrell could join the team near the end of the season this year, like Caulfield and Harris. Yes, that could be true, but I believe it's only his second year in college. I would expect him to go one more. Raj, no. Kirby Dak for Pierre-Luc Dubois, no. No. Kirby Dak wants to be here and will stay here. Dubois, who knows after 2 years? He seems to want to get out. So, no, I'm fine with I'd rather have Dak. Yeah. Hey, NHL News, how's you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm not looking at the camera. I should go back and forth, but I'm cousin reading a lot, so I apologize. Canada up 4-1 now. Awesome. Looks like gold tonight. Hey, Maritime. Not much happening. Just there's not a lot of news and stuff going on. So whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah, NHL. I'm trying to give up. I got actually got something on that. I have to upload it though. So if you give me a second, I have something. Am I in the right spot? No. Here's the right spot. I gotta just find it because I just uploaded. Here it is. So this is a picture of Austin Matthews. I don't know how many years after he retires, but 2, 3. This is Austin Matthews 2 or 3 years after he retires. What do you guys think? I think that's what he's going to look like. Yeah. So, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. All right, where was I? Canada's playing, yes, gold medal game. Don't know what channel, so can't help you there. I would like your point of view on Sergachev contract. Okay, am I the only one thinking that it is way overpaid for a good 3 to 4 defenseman playing on a great team? I don't remember what he got. Yeah, I mean he's Tampa's problem, not mine. Don't have an opinion, to be honest with you. Just got scared of Anderson's shoulder. Love his butt-kicking desire. I know he's working on strengthening the shoulders, so he's working on that. So that should only be good. Armia 3 years left and 11 teams over cap at present. Yeah, I'm going to check out that podcast for sure. That's right, Stan the Man. You're right. Silent Assassin, Farrell. That's what he called him. That's right. That's where I thought I recognized the term. I just couldn't remember. It was really big praise for Farrell, so I'm looking forward to it. I just don't expect him to leave college before 3 years are done. Renegade Man says Dubois can stay where he is. He said in the last interview he didn't request a trade. Yeah, he did. He just wanted to. That was just, there was too much heat on him in Winnipeg, and I think he just wanted to, calm things down. Yeah. I'm going to believe that he actually did kind of not request a trade, but saying that he's not going to resign in 2 years when he's a free agent. He's gonna test out free agency and he wants to go to Montreal. I believe that. Rory misses hockey. The summer is great and all, but no hockey is a major bummer. Yeah, but you listen, hockey's coming. The cold weather's coming. We need a little summer. Baybye says the game's on TSN 3. Anybody wants to watch? Rory, good point. Yeah, we don't need the kind of toxicity. I think also Dubois, I think with everything that's been said and going on, yeah, it's a distraction in the end. And we don't really have the money for him anyway. And if Dak does what I think he'll do, we won't need him. Weber t-shirt on clearance in at NHL. Yeah, there was one. I think there was one on Tricolor also. Do I see Raphael Harvey-Pinard, or you can call him Lavallagher, playing full-time at the end of the season? I kind of don't see. It's a possibility. We don't see a ton of Harvey-Pinard until they do move Gallagher, because they're basically the same player from what I understand. Right? He's the same player as Gallagher, maybe a little more talented, but basically the same player. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that works out. But yeah, I like Harvey-Pinard a lot, and I think he will be here. I'm not sure if it'll be this year. I don't know if it's any fault of his own, but there might not be space for him yet this year. I do expect by next season, though, we'll see a lot of Harvey-Pinard. Gold it is. Canada wins gold. Congratulations, Canada. Remember, no raping tonight or any other night. Hey, Quinn, how you doing, buddy? Thoughts on Romanov playing for the Isles next season? I love Romy. Really sad to see him go. I think he'll do well there. I think he's a good defenseman, and he's just going to get better. They're going to love him in New York, I think. Yeah, that's it. I don't really have any other thoughts. Chicago Steve would live just south of the North Pole if hockey never ended. Yeah, okay. No, not me. No, listen, you got to have a bit of a break, too. I love hockey. 12 months a year? No, because, like even doing this channel, the last 3 months, because season for them has been over for about 3 months, is passed really fast. But I needed the break of the daily grind of the season. So, yeah, I'm not voting for 12 months a year of it. No. Suzuki Dak and our top 10 pick in Ty year's draft are our future centers. Rory, I'm not sure. That throwing in Thai like Taiwan, that threw me off big time. You got to retype that. He did down on the bottom there. Next year's draft. How'd you get Thai from that? That's weird. Not on you, on probably spell check or whatever what they call that. Suzuki and Dak in our top 10 pick in next year's draft and our future centers. Suzuki, Dak, and our top 10 pick in next year's draft are our future centers. Well, I mean, probably, yeah. It depends on where we pick and who we get, right? But because I had to make sure that I knew what you were saying. I thought you were meaning Bedard. You're not. Yeah, I guess that you could be right. Yeah. And for now, listen, I think Dvorak as a third line center is going to be just fine. Chicago Steve, yeah. Listen, I love Romanov too, and I think there's plenty guys on D and prospects and good talent that when that option for getting Dak came up, I agree with you. They kind of had to do it to solidify down the middle. Somebody was going to have to go. I thought it'd be Norlinder, and it still might be Norlinder goes as well. Did not at all think of Romanov. For me, Romanov was an untouchable, but I can understand what they did, and I'm not totally unhappy in the end. I was really disappointed, shocked, and unhappy when it happened, yes. But, you think about it, and it makes sense what they did. I'm okay with it. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Still worked out today, even in this heat. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I would do that today. Although if you did it early in the morning, because early in the morning, I've been up since 5 this morning. Right up until like 8, 9, it wasn't bad. 10 o'clock even. Around 9:30, 10, it started to get hot here. Humid. The humidity rolled in. But yeah, listen, when I was doing lawns, which is now, I think it's about 8 years ago, I still worked in this kind of humidity. I still worked. I didn't do as many lawns, but I still did my full day. Just took a lot of breaks, drank a lot of water, and still managed to do it. I don't know if I could today. I was 8 years younger. It's a lot when you get to my age, but yeah. Do I think the Habs will dress 11 forwards and 7 defensemen to play the young defensemen for any part of the first 9 games? Yeah, I don't think so. I think you do that if you have to. No, because don't forget, there's still plenty of guys up forwards. There's plenty of young kids up front that they want to play. So no, I don't think so. If they get into any injury problems and they haven't got the cap space to bring people up, maybe, but no. Thoughts on Adidas not renewing their contract? I don't really have any. My first Adidas sweater is behind there. Is right there. That's an Adidas. I love it. It's really nice. I don't have any thoughts on. I don't know who's going to be next. Who's going to do them? They might be really great sweaters. So, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes eventually. That's all this is. How will Hughes make space to pay Dak? By buying out Drouin? No. The Paul Byron will go on the LTIR. It's almost guaranteed he's going to do that, and that'll make space for Dak right there. They can move out a player, but not buying out anybody. No. I don't see the need to buy out anybody. Quinn says, we need twice a mediocre team. In my opinion, if a guy like Slavkovsky doesn't seriously impress in 9 games, right back to the HL for the season, easy as that. Yeah, I mean, I think with any rookie like that, any young guy like that, I think that's the plan. If in 9 games he proves that, yeah, I'm here to stay, that he's here to stay. If there's any doubt or serious doubt, then you put him in Laval. Habs reverse retro jersey this upcoming season will pay homage to the Expos. Yeah, we were talking about that last Saturday. Or on Wednesday. I don't know. I have no idea. I only heard it from someone. Probably was you, Renegade Man, or someone else here in the chat on one of the last 2 live streams. Rory, no problem. I know about autocorrects. I don't worry about it. Hey, Randy, how you doing? Is this a renovated room for your stream for the new season? No. I mean, it's the new studio. This isn't really done for the new season. I haven't decided on if I'm going to make major changes like that. But I change every now and then, so I'm sure I'll do something different in some way for the new season. I needed more space for my lights is really why I'm in here. So I had to change into a bigger studio. So I took my bedroom and switched it with the studio, which is smaller, and that's all. Dak is young. I think he is 21. Yep. He has a lot of room to grow. He's got his whole career ahead of him. Yeah, I think anybody saying Dak's finished or Dak's a bust, that's nonsense at 21. That's just nonsense. So yeah, I have a lot of hope for Dak, and it's not just hope. I think Dak is a seriously good prospect. Still, he's still a prospect. I think. So I think, although he played 77, I don't know at this point where a guy that age is he still a prospect, or he's not. I don't know. Roy and Kidney both playing for Canada in the World Juniors. Yep. The American kids didn't get in. None of our American kids that were up for World Juniors for the U.S. team didn't make it. None of them. I think there are at least 3 NHL-ready centers next year in Bedard, Fantilli, and Braden Yeager. Could all immediately impact our roster. What about the Russian kid? There's a Russian kid in there too. Is he not a center? Beba, I think you might be right there. I don't know that Romanov had no offensive upside, but I think his offensive upside wasn't high enough for them. They had guys that they thought would be bigger and can do exactly like you said, hit just as hard, maybe harder, and all that. And I think that's the reason they felt they could trade Romanov. Doesn't take away that I loved Romanov. I loved his attitude. He never backed down, didn't care what size the guy was, and hit like a truck. And I love the guy. So sad to see that he's gone, but he is gone. He isn't a Hab, and I'm not going to look backward. I hope he does well in New York. I wish him all the best. And I hope every time Montreal plays the Islanders, he's out. He can't play that night, and we don't get our players hit by him. Ronnie Kravitz, hey. Is there any further news as far as moving Armia? Not really. Personally, I gotta say, I think personally either they keep him here for the next 3 seasons, or they gotta do like a Max Pacioretty trade, like right, give him for future considerations to a team that has the cap but isn't giving up anything to get a guy like that. I have a feeling that Armia might end up like that, but there should be some interest in him because he had a really good championship, a men's championship at the end of the season. So there's apparently interest. So we'll see what goes on. But there's no news though. There's no news on anybody right now at all. Wait, I thought you were joking about his name, Dalibor Dvorsky. I haven't heard of him before. He's also probably ready for the NHL. Oh, that's for next year? Yeah, okay. I haven't heard of that kid before. Romanov, slightly overrated. I even overrated him a bit. He projected as a top 3 at best with very little offensive upside. Big hitter, though. How did I see it? I saw the analytics guy break it down. Depending on the kind of defensive staff or defensive core that he's on, a team, he could fit anywhere from 3rd, 4th, 5th, like that. So he's not a top pairing guy, not a 1 or 2. I don't know. I like Romanov. That's all I know. But on Montreal, there's a lot of guys that probably would end up ahead of him. And I guess they felt for that reason that he was expendable. Renegade Man, that's how I look at it, right? I'm over him. I'm over to the Romanov trade by now. It hurt, and I like the kid and all that, but I'm over it now. Just like Sergachev, I don't need to go back and talk about Sergachev. I don't need to go back and talk about Subban for Weber. It's done. It's in the past. Move on. So, yeah, we got Dak in the end, and I think that's a good thing. Well, Chicago Steve, if we kept Romanov, we probably wouldn't have Dak to sign right now. We just have Romy to sign. So that's how I. Oh, you mean they might have traded Norlander? I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Did you own a lawn care company, Rick? I mean, just a private thing. Yeah, very small, private thing. But yeah, I did that for, I want to say 5 years, five seasons. I started with nobody. I think after the fire that I had there, I lost my equipment and stuff. At that point, after starting 4 or 5 years before with 0 clients, advertising and then selling myself to get them, I think I ended up with 40 regulars and another, I think the count was 70 here and there, anywhere from they call me when they wanted to, once every 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, I had a pretty good list of clients after a while. So, made okay money, I guess. I think spectacular. Primo won't be terribly expensive. No, I would expect league minimum. I would expect league minimum on a 2-way deal. Getting paid maybe less. Maybe not a 2-way deal, though, if it's league minimum. But they might give him league minimum on a 1-way deal, but he's down. Renegade Man, good question. Hard to tell, which is why I want Primo. If you watch the video I put out today, I mentioned Primo staying in the AHL. I think that's what he should do all of next season, and just stay there and do, hopefully lead the Rocket again to at least the conference final and hopefully to a championship. He's best served that way, being the main starter, and I think that's best for him. So, is he the goalie of the future? I don't know if we're as sure of that as we might have been over the last couple of seasons, but I think he's still potentially. I can see Ottawa and Buffalo contending for a wild card spot. That's Renegade Man. I think Boston and or Toronto will fall out this season. So, yeah. Hey, Joel, how you doing? Drouin will absolutely be bought out. Oh, I don't know about absolutely. Byron earns 3.4 and Drouin 5.5. Dak needs to be signed. Byron will also be put on LTIR, and that's how we'll be more cap compliant. No, the thing is, they don't have to buy out Drouin to be cap compliant. I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. Byron will be on LTIR, so that's not going to be a problem. But it's a point of when they put him on LTIR, because as I was saying earlier, it's something I recently found out like a month ago. If a team is over the cap from LTIR money going into the season, so if they're, say, over the cap $2 million because of LTIR money going into the season, and then another player gets hurt, say the guy's got an $8 million contract, they're only going to get $2 million of relief on that contract because of the fact that they started the season on LTIR money over the cap. So I think Montreal is definitely trying not to start the season on LTIR money over the cap. So that way, if Carey Price gets hurt or isn't going to come back right away, they got his LTIR money at the full $10 million and not just $2 or $3 million of whatever Paul Byron's going to put them over. So I think that's the explanation there. So buying out Drouin, well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Byron will be enough, and I think they'll move somebody. I think they will. There's a lot of time still left. They'll move somebody. They'll get the space they need. And, buying out, it's not because it's going to extend. He's got 1 year left, so it'll mean 2 years of paying him. It'll be a pretty big penalty for this season. And next season, it's going to be like $1 million. Why? Let him play. They'll trade him at the deadline. They'll get something for him, and he'll be gone. Or he'll play fantastic, and they'll fall for it, and they'll sign him up again, which I hope they don't do. Joel says, P.S. Air condition your entire house, and you'll be a much happier camper and much poorer. No, I don't really want. Honestly, I don't want the air conditioning all through the house because then I like my open windows. I like the fresh air. I like hearing the noise from the street while I'm working in my studio. So no, I don't really want to do that. Rory says Mitchkoff is a winger. That's what I didn't know. So that's Mitchkoff is the other guy. Yeah, I didn't know if he was a winger or a center. Hey, Luke. Still have faith in Drouin. He's been injured, and if he can finally play a full season in perfect health and contract year, he needs a contract next year. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the best player on the team. That's pushing it, I think, Luke. Sorry. You're allowed to feel that way, obviously. I think it's pushing it. I just hope it's the year we see Drouin at his best because he kind of needs to do that if he wants a contract for next year and not taking a huge pay cut. Renegade Man, yeah, but it isn't okay. Saying that the reason Montreal went to the finals 2 seasons ago is because we were in a weak division is fine. But if the other divisions were stronger, well, Montreal beat 2 of the other teams in those divisions. So that argument doesn't really work. Where was I? Where? Pierre Lebrun said that while Slafkovsky is a very physical player, he is not the kind of player that's going to run anyone over. Many a defenseman has been run over by a barreling Anderson. Well, there you go. And there's a good reason why Anderson won't get moved. Even if Slafkovsky comes in and plays a bit of a physical game and stuff like that, yeah, it's not the same kind of physical. That's fine. And I think Anderson's going to be staying. Dak needs to rebuild his confidence and pay the price to up his game. I would send him to the Rocket alongside Slafkovsky. Imagine. No, they didn't trade for Dak to send him to Laval. I'm not worried about the confidence. The coaches are going to instill that. Marty St. Louis is going to instill that confidence in the kid. With the way he coaches them, the way he coaches everybody, I'm not worried about his confidence. That's why, though, I think he starts third-line center to work his way up in that, getting his confidence, getting his feet under him, getting back into that, and work his way up to second. So that's the only thing I'll give you there. It's exciting learning about all the prospects for next year, knowing one of the top 10 picks probably ends up on our team. Well, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. And saying that, I agree with you. I think that Montreal will finish not last, but, in the bottom 10. And they'll get a good pick. That's what I think. Hey, David Arthur, how you doing, buddy? I'm excited to see how Slav plays in the NHL. I could see why the Devils really wanted him, but had to take Nemec. Yep. Me too. I mean, I think as much as I wanted Shane Wright, and so did so many of us, I'm still super excited to see this kid Slav play. Yes. Hey, David, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Drouin will probably pop off. It's a contract year. He's playing for money. Wouldn't be surprised to see his best season this year. It kind of needs to be, right, Rory? I mean, it kind of needs to be. Looking to getting a Jean Beliveau tabletop hockey game from 1971. Wow. As a display item for my Habs room. Awesome, Born to be a Hab. That is something that I remember as a kid. Yeah, I like that. Renegade Man, I don't know that I agree with you on that. Drouin would have to play with Suzuki and Caulfield and put up huge numbers to get that contract. I think he can put up good numbers without playing with Suzuki and Caulfield. There's some good wingers here. There's the centers are going to be good here this year. I think he just has to play consistently and the full season. I think he can have a really good half season and then boom, bow out again for whatever reason. He's not going to get that big contract no matter how good his first half is. So one of the things he is going to have to do, in my opinion, is play the full, as close to 82 games as he can get it. Wouldn't trade watching that Stanley Cup run in 2021 for anything in my life. It was such an enjoyable ride, but it was a complete gift. We had no business being there. Let's be real. Oh, no, listen, that's fine. But it doesn't matter whether you had business being there. What did you do with it? They did a lot with it. That's what matters in the end. But yeah, it was a hell of a ride. It was fun. It brought a lot of people back to the Habs to watch, a lot of young people for the first time, and I think it was really good, and I hope they can build on that from going forward. Barry, they don't have to get rid of somebody to sign Dak. Paul Byron will be going on the LTIR. Season starts on the 11th. They put Byron on the LTIR right away and sign Dak right away, and boom, they are perfectly fine for the season, and they're under the cap. They can start, and everything's good. I believe they got Dak with an agreement in principle, and just waiting for the opportunity to sign. They don't want to go over the cap because of LTIR money on Byron yet, because it affects later when somebody else gets hurt, and how much LTIR money, how much cap relief you get from it. So it's a big thing. Check it out. I learned about this only a month ago, that was a thing. So now I understand why some of the moves teams make, why they do that. I didn't know that before. Montreal will not play Drouin again. Maybe someone will, but it won't be here. Well, pay him again. No, re-sign him. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think he could have. Let me put it this way: if I am the GM or Gordon, even if Drouin has just a spectacular season, I'm not re-signing him. No, I'm not taking that chance. Nope, been burned too many times. So no, I wouldn't do it. Rory, I think realistic expectations for a hopefully healthy Drouin would be maybe 30 to 40 points and earn himself maybe 2 to 4 million on a contender. Oh, no. Listen, if he's healthy and he plays the games, he'll get 50 to 60 points. He puts up those numbers. That's not an issue there. That's not good enough. He's got to play the full season, and you want to see a little more than that from him. I think you want to see 70 points or more and a full season. Or he's not going to get more than, 2 to 3 million on his next deal? Barry, yeah, I think that'll happen. Some contender, listen, even if he has an okay season, some contender just needs a little bit extra scoring. You could reach out for Drouin at that point. It'll be cheap. There's not a lot of salary for them to pay, and he could help them make a run. I think he'll have some interest, but that's if he's playing still. If he's done for the season, then no. Will Arbor Jackeye play with Laval or still with Hamilton? I kind of think Laval. I think Laval, but I mean, it could be Junior. It'd be either or. I know that's not saying anything, but I feel Laval. More people on here tonight than have faith in Drouin. I don't. That have faith in Drouin. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't not have faith in Drouin, but I don't have a lot that he's going to pull it off. No. I have faith that he'll be Drouin and he'll play in, as many games as he can because he has to, and he'll put up his points that he always does. But more beyond that, no, I don't really. Do I hope he does do better? Yeah, I do, but I don't know. It does not matter what you do during the regular season, and as once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. But you just got to get to the playoffs. That's the key. Barry says, Dak and Primo what, though? Sorry, Barry, not sure. Dak and Primo for signing, yeah, but Primo it won't affect them because Primo will be in the AHL, so any money that he signs for won't be against the cap because he'll be playing for the Rocket. Only if they have to call him up, then it'll go against the cap. Hey, Jason, been a while. Hey, how you doing, buddy? He won't be on it all year. They will have to eventually make a move. Oh, well, of course. It just kicks the can down the road. That's basically what happens. Stan the Man Arbor Jackeye was an overager last year. He has to go to the AHL. Oh, there you go. So I didn't know about that, but that definitely going to the AHL. They can't wait until the year starts because Dak can't go to training camp unless he has a contract. So trade will have to happen. They won't just throw him in. You know what? You're right. I guess I overlooked that. No, you're right. You're right. Sean's right on that. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that you corrected me on that. So, yeah, I expect. Listen, there's 2 months to go. No, 7 weeks. Between 6 and 7 weeks to go till training camp starts. There'll be a move somewhere. Or they could put Byron on the LTIR, sign Dak, and make sure they use up all of the money up to the. No, they could. Yeah, they're gonna have to use up all the money, so they're just at the cap to go into the season. I don't know how they're gonna do it. That doesn't work either. So I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, Jason, don't worry, we know about. So we've been talking about. You're absolutely right. God bless him, but Drouin could win the Conn Smythe, and he's not coming back to Montreal. I believe that. Yeah. Listen, you know what? If he wins the Conn Smythe and they win a cup, and he's a big part, maybe then I think that's the only thing that saves him. Other than that, he's not coming back. The playoff run in 21 gave Suzuki Caulfield valuable experience, unlike that Matthews guy in Toronto. Yep. And if I'm right, because I predicted it, Toronto won't make the playoffs this season. So Matthews is not going to be getting any more experience this year in the playoffs. And it doesn't matter anyways. What does he do? Does he do much in the playoffs? No. I know he did a little better this last season in the few games. He had some points. Steve, yeah, Chicago Steve. That's was it Drouin? I said 2 million. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he gets more than 2.5. If he has just a normal season and then he doesn't play the whole. If those two things happen, he's gonna have trouble getting a contract. Ray is loud tonight. Oh, shit. I wonder how long that's been there. Hang on, I got to do something. I left something heating up. A little too long. Ray is loud tonight. I don't think I've heard Ray make a peep. So I don't even know where she is. Ray? Is she here? Wow, that's odd. My dog isn't here. That's so odd for her not to be right at my feet. So I don't know where she is. Nope. They have to sign Doc and Primo. Well, yeah, look, we're going over this over and over again. Drew had both his wrists operated on, one of which the operation didn't go well. Remember, this guy used to be in the Play of the Week videos. Thing is, the last wrist operation took him a couple of seasons to get over that and get back to normal. So what's that mean for this season? Management is probably on vacation now. I mean, that could be, but I would think even if that's the case, they're still working a bit. Hey, Joe Pilata. Everyone's saying no chance for playoffs. Gut feeling, we make it. Keys are staying healthy. Bounce backs like Gallagher and a few surprises. Anything can happen. I think for Montreal to make the playoffs, other teams are going to have some big problems and drop out. And I don't know if that many teams are going to do that. So I don't agree with you, but who knows? How many of those Pickle Boys will be playing for the Habs this season? Pickle Boys, that's Pitlick? One. Tyler's not going to be here. They didn't re-sign him. He was a UFA. If Price and Jake Allen are injured still, it will be Sam and Primo would have to be signed. Well, Primo's going to be signed. What I'm saying is any amount that they sign him for won't go against the cap because he'll be in Laval. That's what I'm saying. Jake Allen is not injured now at this point. He's had the off season and everything. I haven't heard anything about Allen being injured. No, it's just Price that's up in the air. To me, Matthews is just a non-factor generally anyway. Joel, I don't know how I can check it out. I don't know how I can check out your. I don't think you can send me a pic of any kind for this. I'm not very good at that stuff, so I don't have. I don't have one of those games. That's something I never owned even as a kid. I played other people's, but I never owned one of those games, and I'm not great at it at all. But if anybody, listen, Joel wants to maybe start a table hockey game league. If anybody's interested, let me know in the like an email. Send me an email, and if I can arrange it for you guys, I'll try. Maybe I'll take part. I don't know. I'm just not very good at it. Renegade Man, yeah, his time's coming to an end. Jake is still having trouble. There's still 2 months to go. Everything I understand, he's on. I haven't heard anything about him not being ready for the start of the season. So, not to say you're wrong or anything. I haven't heard that. And guess what? I am hot, too hot. I gotta take off. Yeah, I'm gonna take off here. Hang on, I gotta drink. It's melted already. Jeez, warm. Yuck. All right. What do I want to say? I had something I wanted to say, and now I can't remember. I will be back on Wednesday for a live stream. I'm sure I'll have a video or two out in that meantime. And let's see, we're 7 weeks away, I believe, from the start of training camp. And then that means a few days after that, we've got preseason games. So it's not that long. Before you know it, we'll be back doing games. So anyway, thanks for being here, everybody, tonight. I don't know why I just said all that because it doesn't have anything to do with the show tonight. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you to, I can't remember his name. Thank you to Habs Guru for the dono. And the other guy with the dono, I can't remember your name because it's a new guy. And I don't think I can go back far enough to get it. No, I can't. Yes. Thank you to Martin as well for the dono. You guys will be in the draw for the when I give away the prize, which coming up, the way it's going now, it's going to take another month probably. And that's it, I guess. That's it. Thanks for being here. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday night. And peace out, y'all. See you next time. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of the night. I'll see you soon.